It's your girl Sasha listening from the 317. Throughout my day, I listen to my homeboy, the midday lover, Jackie Tramel, on Global R&B 96.3.
Shout out to the girl Sasha, man. Appreciate you always keeping it alive with your boy. Jackie Tramel's on your radio, baby. Global R&B 96.3. I love these ladies. They be keeping it locked in. They support your boy, man. They support your boy. But talk about ladies, the beautiful, luscious chocolate. And I'm talking about chocolate. Coco is in the building. Go ahead and talk to her, baby.
What's up, Jackie? Hey, y'all.
You good? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How about you?
We good here, man. Listen, as y'all don't know, so the only thing about this is Coco. She broadcasts live from her area. She's in the. Can I say the area? The ATM.
Yeah, you can say
Look,
it.
the Georgia area. So I'm in the Virginia area. She in the ATL area, right? So but I like that we can make this thing work how it needs to work. But hey, when we get her in studio, I'm like, hey, I want y'all to see that the chocolate is chocolatey. You understand what I'm saying to you? The chocolate is chocolatey.
Thank you.
I told you. So I got people in my inbox. I'm telling you, you're gonna have some people in your inbox. We talked about this, and when it happens, don't be getting mad at me, okay?
I ain't gonna get mad. Look, they probably unread somewhere.
You know what? Because you know what? Women do that more. I engage with you. I'm like, what's up, girl?
Really?
You good? Like, you single? Like, I'm single for now. You know, what's up?
Look,
it depends on it depends on how you coming. It depends on how you coming at me in the inboxes.
most women look at the message, like the picture, or like the message, and keep it moving.
Hey, look, I ain't trying to walk past my blessing. You know what I'm saying? You know, they say strangers can become lovers, so I ain't trying to walk. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna hit you back. You holler at me. But sometimes I got a lot of people in the inbox. Listen, man, today we got a jam-packed short stuff for you. You always got the best R&B, but we got a dope conversation. So speaking of dope conversation, man, I thought this one was crazy. They dated for about 36 months, and he said he even proposed, popped the question and all of this, and he said he had to walk away from the proposal. So he be going to church. They still go to the same church and everything. He see her at church. Everybody keep asking, "What happened to you? What happened to you?" So my man broke down the story, and as I listened to it, I was like, "This is a show. We need to talk about this." I be hoping me and Coco we gonna argue, but we gonna see. And y'all be like, "Why y'all want to argue?" Because it makes good radio. But you know what? Sometimes common sense is just be common sense, and sometimes we just be in line. So Coco, we gonna see if we gonna be in line
Let's see.
with
Let's
this one
run it.
today.
Let's see what's going on.
Because I want to know why this player called off the proposal. Because I called off a proposal myself one time. I walked away from that helpful.
What happened?
But
Look, that's another story for another day.
Yeah, that's another story for another day. But I'm transparent. I would definitely tell you. But you know what? We got too much time, so I'm gonna let this brother tell his story. Then we can tell our story later. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, let's get into this thing.
Woman, sometime many years ago, we dated for damn near, I say 36 months, and things were going good. Even gave her a ring, asked her to marry me, and the whole shebang. The reason I'm making this post is because I finally went back to church after a year and some change, and everybody in there shook my hand, told me I'm getting older and bigger, and just networking. And then everybody just kept asking me, "What happened with you guys? You guys are beautiful together. You guys are beautiful." I've never said anything negative about the sister because she's genuinely beautiful. But the problem is she had 4 adult children, and 2 of them lived with her. At that,
hold on, 4 adult children and 2 of them live with her? Just keep listening.
Time, I had a modest home. You know, it wasn't as big as her house, but she had a really big 5-bedroom house, and that mortgage was killing her. She had a good profession, but spending damn near, I think she's spending $2,900 a month, and you got 2 adult sons that's not contributing to anything besides their own personal bills that they're making.
Oh no!
So over a period of time, I'm in her ear because I'm her man. I'm gonna protect her mentally, physically, and if I can, financially.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I tell her, I'm gonna move in with you, and we're gonna either sell my house, or if I get somebody to rent my house, me and her could just split the proceeds and put them in an account for both of us. She said, "That's cool." So I tell her, but your sons, one that's 27 and the other one that's 29, they gotta start paying some rent. meaning I say $800 a piece. She thought about the number and she said, 800 is a little bit too much for them. I said, they about to be 30.
What?
And to live in this general area, the average one bedroom is probably about 1,600. So she said, I'm gonna tell them 500. I said, no problem. Not a problem whatsoever. Mind you, I'm doing everything around the house. Anything that's broke, I'm fixing. I'm cutting the grass while we got 2 grown men upstairs just playing video games. So one day we eating and she tells them, listen, I think it's time for you guys to start paying rent. They start going crazy. They wasn't disrespectful with curse words, but they was like, nah, this is some bull crap. Ever since you start dating him, all these rules and regulations and all this other stuff, it's just not fair, Mom. It's just not fair.
Wow.
And she didn't defend me in any aspect.
Wow.
She was like, let me just review. Let me just go back to the drawing board. And just seeing how she humbled herself made me say, this ain't the queen for me. Because my queen would have stood up for me and my queen would have stood up for herself. And that's the reason why I got the hell on.
Good for you.
Yo, I'm gonna say right now, I would have let her ass go too.
Me too. If I was the man, I mean, and then he was even willing to risk selling his home or even renting it out and putting it into an account so that they could share it together.
Facts.
That's a grown man right there. He really saw a future with her. She
Hey, Coco, you ain't like some of these. Do you consider yourself a modern day woman?
I just consider myself real because how in the hell are you letting a good man walk away because of 2 adult children? Like, you got to teach your children some responsibility at some point. Like, they have to be responsible. What about the future woman that they're going to be with?
Facts.
Facts. They're going to expect for that woman to take care of them because look how she's doing.
Let me tell you right now. I had my child at 18, 19. When I left my parents' house at 18. I ain't go to college, but I left my parents' house at 18. I have never been back. Never been back to live in, that is. Excuse me. I've never been back to live in. I come back and visit my parents, of course, but I never moved back in it. No disrespect to anybody that has. I've been doing pretty good. My dad always told me growing up, you either gonna sink or swim. The choice is yours. You're gonna sink or swim. So I always chose to swim. I always tried to find a way to make stuff happen. All right. So with that being said, I think I said yesterday, I know it's gonna come a time that if I'm dating a woman, especially if I'm in my 30s, more than likely she gonna have kids. More than likely I'm gonna have kids. I'm getting away from it. I got some higher teenager kids. One of my daughter she about to go into her 2s this year. But I understand it. But 30, 29, what she said, 27 and 29, something like that, living up in her house. Nah, man. At some point, you gotta pop the titty out his mouth.
Yeah.
You gotta pop the titty out their mouth and stop babying
at the same time. Pop them back out.
Pop them out, baby.
So let me ask you this: are you willing to date a person with kids or grown kids?
Yeah, I'm willing to date a person with kids or grown kids, but as far as the kids living inside the house, grown kids living in the house, nah, man, you got to figure that out.
Right.
You can't, especially boys. Boys, that's men living in the house. No matter what, no matter how you raise them, men have a sense of being territorial or whatever, and I get it. I understand it.
Right.
You can't just walk from my house any kind of way. And in boys, they have a sense of protection for their mother. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as them living in the house and being that's what they say, the husband's son, nah, man. Nah, we can't have that. I promise you, I would love her kids as if they was mine. No matter what age they is, it's respect. I promise you. But as far as living in the house and not contributing, and me seeing my woman suffer, or he already said she's having trouble paying the bills and stuff like that, and I see them suffering, they just upstairs playing games, I believe what he's saying. And I can't go with it. I moved in the house to help my woman out, started fixing things up.
Yeah.
When you have 2 grown men in that house and they ain't contributing to nothing. Nah,
and then he was even willing to let them stay if you paying rent. Like, it's cool. It's cool if they stay here while they get their life together. Just pay $800 a month a piece.
That's it.
That's it. He was ill and willing to say, hey, look, we can still get married. Your kids can stay here until they get on their feet. And then all they got to do is pay $800 a month. Like, that's reasonable. And she already struggling to pay $2,900 a month by herself.
Yeah. So you think it's fair that the mother say, hey, you can pay rent, especially for them grown ass kids. You think that was fair of her to ask? Because I know you a mom. So would you do it? What you doing?
I mean, in the situation, if my kids are out here really trying to work hard, like I have an older son, he's 21, he's in college, he stays on campus, and he don't even like to be home. He likes to be independent on campus. So whenever he said, Mom, whenever I finish college, I want to go and get myself an apartment and be responsible, work. Like, he's taking insurance classes while he's still going to school because I teach him financial responsibilities. Like, budget your money, save your money. Be smart with your coin. So, but back to the question, I haven't had to experience that because my son, I'm raising him to be responsible. But if he, like I said, if he was on hard times, I would let him stay with me, but he still would. I'm pretty sure he would want to contribute. So,
could I say it's all about that's a testament of how you raised a man. That is a true testament.
An outstanding young man. Yeah.
Man, and that's how it's supposed to be. So I told my kids, I say it's time for you to sink or swim. Now, I will never just push them out because I don't really believe in that aspect anymore. But you just being comfortable and just saying that you're just going to be here, you're not really contributing. Come on, man. I get it. I know inflation is high. I know the times is hard and life is crazy right now. We got new president. We got everybody does things differently. Yeah. But I got to push you out, baby. I got to push you out to the world. I need my report card. I need to know that when you go out into the world and you go do good things or whatever, that, hey, you know what? When I die, you will be okay.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest thing for me. When I die, I need to know that you're going to be all right.
Yeah.
Like right now, if any of my parents would leave this earth right now, they know we good. They know they trained us up good enough that we can sustain our families, we can sustain our household and everything, and they good. Yeah.
Respect.
All right, listen, man. Whew. We went a little bit over on time, but it was worth it. You got a conversation. I want to hear from y'all. Hit the hotline, 804-476-2306, or hit social media, IG, YouTube, and Facebook. Leave it in the comments. We want to hear from y'all. Leave it in the comments.
Leave them in the comments, y'all. Be vocal. Give us your thoughts.
Let us know. Be back in a second. Global R&B.
Everybody, let's go. Yeah, go. We're the real deal in digital radio. Global R&B. We certified 96.3.
You heard what he said. 96.3. Back inside the Midday Lounge. Global R&B 96.3. The real deal in digital radio. Your boy Jackie Tramel's back in the radio. We still got the girl Coco inside the building. We having a dope conversation talking about these grown ass kids.
Yes,
up inside their mama house, not trying to move out. And you want me to marry you, girl?
Ain't paying no bills.
No goddamn bills. But say, look, I need to know. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you, Coco. I want to hear from y'all too, man. 804-476-2306. But I want to hear from a woman's perspective. We know we got the sisterhood sometime. Was he wrong to step away and walk from the marriage due to the circumstances?
I mean, I don't think he was wrong because he gave. It feels like he really gave every type of. I feel like. How can I say this? He really tried to come in. He really tried to come in and step in and say, "Hey, look, your kids can stay here. However, they just got to pay some bills. That's it.
Just got to pay some bills.
That's it. That easy. I mean, I don't know if they got counseling involved or any type of therapy involved just to get different viewpoints from other people who have possibly been married or about to get married and they've been in the situation. But I feel like they would say, "Hey, look, I don't see anything wrong with what he's saying. What you think?"
I don't see nothing wrong with it at all. And one thing that he said was. And I felt when he walked away, he said when she felt like she had to go back and forth and she said we had to revisit. Now, mind you, we talked out as a couple. We talked it out as a couple. We said, hey, baby, I think this is what should happen. Me and you both agreed. Mm-hmm. We both agreed. Now, we talk about getting married. We supposed to be like, as husband and wife, we come to a conclusion about what we want to do in this situation. We agreed on this. So when you brought it to your sons, they started tripping and you wanted to backtrack. Yeah. And you didn't have my back.
And they supposed to be a unit.
We supposed to be a unit.
Like building generational wealth together, making moves
that's
together.
That's how it was supposed to be. So when he told me that, I agree with him. Like, you backtrack. That means that when times get hard, when something is not sitting right, you gonna fold every goddamn time.
Right.
And that's how I see you. Now, going forward, that's how I see you. Now, he ain't say, like he said, he ain't say nothing about the woman. He said, I think highly of her. I respect her. She's a lovely woman, so I never talk bad about the sister. He just said that sister wasn't for him in that instance because you proved to me that you wasn't going to hold me down when I need you to hold me down.
And it seems
for me,
like
as
he
a man,
was missing her a little bit.
Yeah, it seemed like he had a
went
little
back to
bit,
the church looking for,
Everybody said they good together.
they
they
good
cute,
together.
man. Just need you to have my back, baby. And they probably could bring it back together now that they seen each other. Like, man, like, you know what? You hurt me last time. You didn't have my back, baby.
Right.
But god dang,
I need a follow up. We need to know what's going to happen next.
You know what? Yeah, I need. If I can find, brother, if you listening to this station, I need you to tell us what happened. Hit us back. Let us know what's going on. I'm curious. I am curious. But yeah, I feel it, man. You didn't have my back when I needed you. And for me, as a provider, I just need you to have my back when I need you. I don't ask for nothing much. The Bible, I tell you all the time, I don't need your love. The Bible don't tell you to love me. The Bible says I just need your respect. And I love you as God told me to love you, as God told me to love you, right? I will love you. I just need your respect. In that fashion, when we agreed on it, you pretty much spit in my face without knowing. Yeah. And I get it. You got to take care of your kids, but
they grown.
They grown.
Like, no.
What could you like really imagine your kid? I know you got a good kid. We got it. I got my good kids. But could you really imagine a kid getting mad about this situation because they got to pay $800? Man, get out of here.
And then clearly they ain't working.
Clearly.
Mm-mm. So what would you tell the son in this situations as a mother or a father? Like, what would you say to them?
You know what? I will hope I did a good enough job that if I said, if I came to my kid in the situation and said, look, I understand that y'all staying here and hard times, inflation, this is what we got to do. I need for y'all to kick in this amount of money a month, da-da-da-da-da. But like I told you, my dad told me, you got to sink or swim. So This is my biological kids. Like, if y'all love me, y'all understand that y'all are contributing, you're not contributing to this household and these bills are still billing and they still stacking up and you're not doing nothing, that should make you feel a certain way.
Right.
You should feel bad. So I would say, man, hey, son, love you. Daughter's a little bit different. I ain't gonna lie for me, but but still gotta be something. But daughters are different. But I'll tell you why in a second. But
I don't
to
have
my
girls,
son,
so
you don't have no girls?
I don't have girls.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I think about daughters in a second. But when it comes to sons, I raised them to be men. I raised them to be providers. I raised them to be the person that steps up when it's time to step up. Men are usually solution based. Think about it. When you argue with your man, you sometimes just want to vent with him, but he's trying to figure out the situation, try to help you out with the situation. But you really don't want him to have the situation. You just want to vent. Because naturally, most men, not a male, shout out to DeAndre Whitfield with the book Man vs. Male. Make sure y'all get that book. It's a difference.
Get the book.
You know, a man is going to step up. A man is center. He knows what he's supposed to be doing. A male is going to be leaning. He's going to be that person that's going to be dependent versus being a person that's going to be solution-based. So for me, as a person that is solution-based, I teach my kids to be solution-based and figure it out slowly. I'm not expecting them to make magic overnight. I'm expecting them to find those step-by-step methods to help them be successful. So but my daughter's different. As a person, as a provider, it's my job to show her, like, you know what? Like, I just how I feel. You know what? My son, you got to work for your car. But daughter, I'm going to be the first person to buy you a car because I need you to understand what a man is supposed to, what a man looks like as a provider. So when you go get your man or you end up with your man, you have a certain standard. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I was the first person to open your door for you. I was the first person to bring you roses, to bring you flowers. So for me, for a daughter, I need you to see the example of certain things. So the Bible says, it says, and I know it doesn't always work like that. It's my job to protect my daughter's virginity. So that means her staying with me for a little while. Hey, I'm gonna protect it because she ain't smacking belly in my house. So, but you know, I just think daughter's a little different now. She still. I do believe that my daughter does have to kick up. I probably want to make her do the 800. She can pay this much, a little bit of money. But for me, daughters is something. Now, 30-year-olds,
even if you gradually increasing it, like start with 250, start with 300. But her fiance or husband, he was doing everything in the house. He was fixing stuff in the house. He was cutting the grass. What was these ninjas doing? What was they doing? What were they contributing?
I remember when my father-in-law, when my father-in-law was out there, doing something, I'm helping. I'm out there helping. I never lived with him. Right. But I just used to pop up and actually, I don't mean the daughter don't get along, but the man was good. Yeah. The man's a good man. And, he didn't want to see us get divorced. But But so I stepped up and I used to do things together. I just helped out when I need to help out with. I think that's what every person needs. Now I'm gonna bring something to your attention. So my kid's mother are Haitian, so you don't know anything about the Haitian community.
Mhm.
It's kind of like the Hispanic community. You might see a whole bunch of them living inside the same house, or 2 or 3 families living inside one house, but they make it work because everybody's freaking contributing, not
Right.
just being a burden to each other. And they
Mhm.
build together. It might be a small house, but they building together inside that one household. And I see no problems with that. Now, me personally, I like my space, so I couldn't have several families inside one house. That's just not my thing.
Right.
And that's really one of the reasons why I got divorced too, because I'm being completely honest. Because I can't have everybody in my house. I like to walk around naked when I want to walk around naked, especially since my
I can
kids
feel
out the house.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm grown, so my kids out the house. I like to walk around naked. I like to do what I want to do. Just what he said on Friday, like Justin Ball Street, hey, be your mama trying to yeah. That's how I'm trying to be like that with my woman. Walk around the house butt naked, doing what I want to do, or whatever. And plus, I don't want to be bothered when I get off of work with a whole bunch of people in my ear. I did that stuff when my kids was growing up, but now that my kids is grown, I did my time, baby. So,
Right.
yeah, so I couldn't do that, but I understand the logic behind some of these households that are contributing with each other if they could not afford to have this house by themselves.
Mhm.
I understand that. But if you inside this house and you ain't contributing and you just living and what the guy said, we're just taking his side. It's one side of the story right now. And those men are just upstairs playing games.
Video
No,
games.
I ain't got no
Yes.
respect for you,
Yeah,
partner.
none
I ain't
at
got no
all.
respect.
They gotta
We
go.
good.
They
gotta
too
go.
grown. They gotta go. I'm sorry.
Got to,
Like,
Coco, when we gonna disagree?
I
Goddammit.
don't think we're gonna disagree anytime soon. We're gonna find something to disagree on.
Look,
Though.
I'm gonna keep trying to find something to disagree on
But
because you told me one time that I was gonna be agreeing with all the men, but it seemed like you agreeing with the men too.
I mean, with the scenarios that we talked about so far, I mean,
Hey, listen, I just want y'all to know. Hey, we out here. We have a dope conversation, conservative conversations. We talking about this. Global R&B 96.3. We'll be back in a second, man. We got the game of the day. We still got Urban News Network with the news updates. Global R&B.
Global.